What is going on, guys? Welcome back to another brand new video. I would just like to state this in the beginning that I'm not a financial advisor. Don't take whatever I say seriously. This is not an investment advice. If you do want to invest, please go ahead and search for an investment advisor. I'm not a financial advisor. I'm not an investment advisor. I'm just a YouTuber. I'm just sharing my knowledge. This is all for entertainment and educational purposes only. Okay, having said that, please go ahead and follow me on Instagram. It'll be in the first comment below. Sharing live trade ideas, my new strategies, whatever. I'm always sharing it on my Instagram. So Instagram people are the first ones to know whatever, whenever a new video is going up, whenever I'm working on a brand new strategy or a video. So please go ahead and follow me on Instagram. And having said that, today I want to show you guys something so perfect that I feel like it happens once a year. Okay, not really, but what I mean to say is that it happens very rarely. Okay, it's quite rare that this perfect trade just shows up onto your charts and you're like, wow, this is going to be a profitable trade. The one trade that you can say to yourself 100% that it is going to be in the money, and no matter what target you choose, it is going to go hit that target. Okay, so I had that gut feeling with this trade from the beginning. So I was looking at GBP and ZD, okay, and we had a strong uptrend up until this point, okay, where the market just went crazy. By the way, this is the daily time frame, okay. So, and then after that, I was looking at GBP and ZD, and I was like, wow, the market came up and started doing this, right? And this is a sign of exhaustion. Exhaustion means that the market is tired, it's exhausted, right? It wants to go down, or it wants to reverse whatever trend it is going on, and it wants to reverse that. So I started looking at the daily, and I could see that the market was making lower highs and lower lows. So I was like, wow, the market is in a downtrend. Okay, what do you do in a downtrend? You look for a sell. So I went down to the 4-hour time frame. By the way, I took this trade last week. I just didn't get the time to explain it, sit down and explain it in detail to you guys. So I'm just going to do that today, okay? So I was looking at the market. I was like, wow, the market really has been in a downtrend, okay? And it's a very strong downtrend. I don't see the market trying to break above. I don't see market going sideways, nothing, right? So, by the way, at the time I was looking at, the market was over here, okay? Somewhere over here. This move had not happened yet. So the half of this, you can say, so the market was here, and I was basically, none of this had happened, okay? None of this. It was just only over here, okay? So I was looking at all of this. So, by the way, I noticed that the market was making equal highs. That was my first thought. Okay, that the first thought that came into my head, I was like, yo, the market is making equal highs. Okay, so what did I do? I went to indicators, and I added my favorite indicator, which is called the on-balance volume. Okay, so once I added that, I started looking at the market, and if you see, the market is making equal highs at this point, right? But on the indicator, the market was making relatively higher highs. Okay, so I went down to the, by the way, this is on the 4-hour time frame. Before I did any of that, I was looking at this very beautiful trend line that the market was, or GBP and ZD was respecting. So I was like, there's a trend line, and the market is respecting that trend line. So I had no doubt that the market is in a downtrend. That is the first thing you should clear out. Okay, there should be no second thought about this. The market is either in an uptrend or a downtrend or in a consolidation zone. So once we had that cleared out, that the market is in a downtrend and market is making equal highs, I went down to the 1-hour time frame. Now, on the 1-hour time frame, I was like, the market is making equal highs. Okay, the market is just consolidating, it's just going sideways. So I was looking at this now, okay, and I knew that the market had already made 2 touches on the trend line, and it was gonna make a 3rd touch. I was just waiting for it to happen, and it eventually it happened over here, right? So as you can see on the 4-hour time frame, the market made 1 touch, 2nd touch, and now the market was due for a 3rd touch. Now don't get me wrong, okay, markets break trend lines all the time. This could have just blown out of it, and today it happened on the Euro USD. The market just blew out of a 4-hour time trend line, even though the 4-hour trend line is very considered really strong. But the market just blew right through it and just continued upwards. Anyways, so I went down to the 1-hour time frame, and I had 2 entries on this. So the first entry that I had was over here on this resistance right here. Okay, so I entered on this white candle. Do you guys see this white candle over here? I entered right on the wicks, where the wick is ending, right over there on the top of the wick. So this was my first entry. And then the market went into a couple of pips in profit, 100 pips in profit, and then market just reversed. By the way, on my broker, this was not in 100 pip profit. It was more like 40 pips or 45 pips. Okay, so the brokers are always going to have different divergences, different pips, different price, selling, buying price. Okay, there's going to be a lot of difference, not a lot of difference, but there is going to be a difference. So on my broker, this was completely different. Anyways, and then my second touch, my second entry was over here, right on the touch of this trend line. So the market touched and reversed, and then when it came back the second time, that's when I entered. So my first entry was here on the white candle. My second entry was here. Now the weekend came, the market just closed over here on this red candle. The market closed really strong, pretty strong, and I was really confident that this market was going to go in my favor. Why was that? Now, if you look on the 1-hour time frame, first of all, we have divergence from here till here. Okay, this is on the 1-hour time frame. And then we have another divergence. If you look over here, the market is making equal highs. Okay, over here you guys can see market is making equal highs on this resistance, but over here, if you guys look over here, market is making lower highs. There you go. So we have 2 divergences. By the way, this is bearish regular, okay, but we have another divergence here. Why the market kept reversing whenever it came down to this area? Why? Well, because there was bullish regular divergence as well. From here to here, you can see the market is making relatively equal lows, but on the indicator the market is making higher lows. Okay, so that's that. And there was another one from here, from this candle to this candle as well, and to this candle as well. So there was both bullish and bearish divergences going on, but my overall bias was that this market is going to be a better trade for a sell. Okay, so whatever analysis you do in the beginning, just stick to it. Don't change your analysis mid trade. Trust me, it gets very annoying seeing your trade going in profit, then coming back up in negative, then going in profit, then coming back up. It's annoying, I get it, but you have to be patient if you want to make money in this market. That was another confirmation. One more confirmation is this right here. This is called imbalance. Imbalance is when the market is just going so strong in one direction. There you can see there's no selling in between. The market just went up until this point. Then there was a selling bearish candle, but in between there was no selling candles. So starting at this point till this point, there was no selling pressure in between. The market is just bullish. There is no bearish pressure, or there is no bearish movement. So whenever a market does this sort of thing, it has to balance the market out by coming back down. So if a market was doing this in one candle in a bearish move, the market had to go up to balance out the imbalance. Okay, so we had imbalance here. So this was my target point. My target point was actually this support right here. But of course, as you can see, the market just went through and it never looked back. Okay, so that was another one of my confirmations. But I went on the daily, and as you can see, the bearish pressure started over here. So I pulled out my Fibonacci's and I plotted them out over here. And on the daily, you can see right on the 61.8, we had our very strong rejections. Okay, so also we have something, two candles over here called tweezers. So this, as you can see, this was in a very strong uptrend or a bullish move, and then we have tweezers. Tweezers are basically indications that the market is going to reverse. So another one of confirmations, guys. So if you go to the 4-hour time frame, you can either draw your Fibonacci from here to here on the 4-hour time frame, or you can go down to your 1-hour time frame and you can draw your Fibonacci from here, from the last move till here. Okay, it'll give you another zone, but it will basically be the same idea, same logic. As you guys can see, rejections in the 78.6, and the market is just consolidating between the 78.6 and the 61.8. So I want to show you guys how many confirmations we had. Okay, so the first confirmation that we had, number one, was trendline H4 downtrend. Okay, this was our first confirmation. Second confirmation, equal highs on H4 and H1, which means divergence. Okay, third was resistance. So let me show you guys the resistance part. Okay, so on the 1-hour time frame, you guys can see that we had a very strong support in this area. As you can see, the market was trying to break below but reversed, and then we had a lot of rejections in this area. The market even reversed for the one last time. If I extend this backwards, you can see that it was also a very strong support in the past. So break of a support, so when a support gets broken, what is it going to become? It's going to become a resistance. Okay, so now the break and retest of a broken structure. This is another one of the confirmations. So number 4, break and retest support and resistance. That was the fourth confirmation. The fifth confirmation was the Fibonacci rejection, and the Fibonacci rejection was happening on a on a big time frame. So it was nothing, it was not something that I could ignore. Okay, so the bigger the time frame, the better the confirmation is going to be, or the more solid the confirmation is going to be. And the sixth confirmation we had was wait, what was it? It just escaped my mind right now. I was thinking about it. It was oh my god, it was quite simple, but oh yeah, right here, imbalance. I'm sorry guys, I was trying to remember all of them. Imbalance in the market. So you have 6 confirmations telling you that the market is going, or the trade, or the price is going to fall. Okay, so how can you not take this trade? Now my initial, whenever there's divergence on 4-hour time frames on GBP pairs, usually it gives you more than 200 pips. But on my broker, my take profit was right here, which was 100 pips. Now I closed this trade As soon as the market opened up after the weekend, it was consolidating, tried to come back up. I closed my trade over here, somewhere over here. The biggest mistake I made last week, or in a quite in a while. Okay, I regret closing that trade even to this day, but what can you do? Anyways, so you have to be patient, guys. The market went for more than, if you had entered on this trend line where I had entered, the market went for more than 500 pips, so almost 600 pips. Okay, which is insane. You get this trade once in a while, guys. We never know when is the next time market is going to be in such a strong trend, when the market is going to give us all these confirmations. So the more confirmations, the better the trade is going to be. Okay, so that's it, guys. I mean, that's pretty much what I do, right? All of this is explained on my channel and all the Forex videos. Yes, the imbalance was kind of new, but it's very simple. Whenever you see a market just going in one direction with either the buying pressure or selling pressure and nothing in opposite in between, nothing of the opposite pressure in between, that's imbalance. Okay, so I hope you guys learned something new from this trade, and I hope you guys are going to be looking at your charts in a similar way that I do. Okay, I always look for these things. So 6, of course the imbalance doesn't have to be there, it's just a confirmation, or you can use it as a target that the market is going to come back to that point. So yeah, that's it, guys. That's really it. I hope you guys learned something new from this. If you didn't, please ask me in the comments below, and yeah, keep showing the amazing support you guys always do, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.